There we go. All right, got anything yet? How we looking, Mackenzie? Check, check, 1, 2. Test, test.
Good,
Are we
David?
good? We were good? Okay.
Okay.
You ever get a ruling on that thing with Saunders?
Okay. New rule this year.
Good afternoon, Bobcat Nation. Welcome back to Kurtz Field for Game 2 of the 3-game Peach Belt Conference Series between the Bobcats of Georgia College and the Nighthawks of the University of North Georgia. Alongside Al Weston, I'm Scott McLeod. Thanks to everybody putting on the pictures for you for the YouTube broadcast today. Well, Al, the Bobcats rallied for a win. 7th inning sacrifice fly from Garrett Green last night off the top relief man in the Peach Belt Conference, and the Bobcats came up with a 4-3 win.
Yeah, it was a little bit of ups and downs yesterday. Had the hot start, got some runs early, 2 of them on a home run by Will Hudgens, his second home run in as many games. And so it's good to see his bat starting to heat up a little bit. But yeah, then it got quiet in the middle of the ball game. They had a nice 3-run inning and got right back in it. And Bobcats didn't give up and closed it out with that sacrifice fly. So it was a well-played ball game. I don't think we ended up with more than 1 or 2 errors in the entire contest. And, yeah, just a lot of fun to watch and some pretty good baseball. Hopefully we'll get more of the same today.
Georgia College now 12-9 on the season overall, 6-5 in the Peach Belt Conference, moving up to 6th place after last night's results. Nighthawks now 16-7 overall. They're still tied with USC Aiken for 3rd place. Both teams at 6-4 as Aiken got upset as well. Here's the starting lineup for the Nighthawks of North Georgia and Coach Tom Cantrell. Cruz Taylor will lead off and play in left field. Batting second is Chase Suddeth, the second baseman. Hitting third, Bill Leroy, the catcher. Batting cleanup, Josh Proffitt in center field. Nick Clarno is the third baseman. He'll hit 5th. Barry Eels gets the start as the designated hitter. He came on during the middle part of the ball game for the Nighthawks as the DH last night. Batting 7th and playing in right field is Connor Corbett. Jake Arnold will hit 8th and play at first base, and William Mapes handles the shortstop duties and bats 9th. Derek Pickvitz will be on the mound for the Nighthawks. We'll get to his numbers in a little bit, but right now let's talk a little bit about the Bobcat starter, Kyle King.
Kyle King making his 7th appearance and his 2nd start. No record, a 2.08 ERA, 17 1/3 innings pitched, 20 hits against him. 8 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks to 17 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .282 against the right-hander from Johns Creek.
And here's the first pitch of today's contest, cut on and missed by Cruz Taylor. Taylor steps up with a .340 batting average, 3 round trippers, and 12 runs batted in on the season. Taylor has started all but one. Well, he started every single ball game now, for the Nighthawks and Coach Cantrell. He's got a lot of guys who can boast that. Pitch is low and away for a 1-1 count now. Again, last year they had a lot of these guys as youngsters in the starting lineup. They got a chance to cut their teeth, so to speak, got into the postseason. Did a good job, and now they're just 1 year older and 1 year more experienced, and they've done a fine job at the start of their 2019 campaign. King with a fastball, ripped foul toward the Nighthawk dugout.
I was taking a look at their numbers yesterday. Only 12 position players have seen action for North Georgia at all this year, so pretty steady in what 9 guys he's going to be sending out there for just about every ball game.
Opportunity for them to just stay as a solid unit, and they've done well. 1-2 pitch coming to Taylor, and it's flared foul left side as he chased a high outside pitch. And for Kyle King, you're going to see a fastball in the upper 80s. He's got a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. Also a really wicked slider that is his swing and miss pitch, says Coach Eller. If he can make control of that breaking pitch, he's going to do well. 1-2 pitch. It's hit in the air, short center field. Pop-up grabbed by the Bobcat shortstop, Jason Cook, as he wound up behind the bag at second.
Yeah, a little bit of a leap there at the end as Cook, even though he wasn't really running, he was more jogging. He almost overran it.
So defensively here, the Bobcats. Saunders is in left, Hill in center, Womack in right, and the infield third to first is Green, Cook, Gentry, and Young, with Holloway receiving in the pitches of Kyle King. Chase Suddeth stands in now, the second baseman. Suddeth, their leading hitter at .390. 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in.
Yeah, Scott got the same 9 defensive players we started yesterday with.
Yeah, for the Bobcats, not much change, just a change in the bottom of the order. We'll get to that when the Bobcats come up. Kyle King, a rarity as a starter with all the pitches from the set position. He fires one in for a strike to even the count at 1-1. Suddeth went 1 for 4 yesterday with 2 runs batted in. Also drew a walk. Taylor a 2-for-5 effort last night with a run scored. Fastball misses low, 2-1. Lights have been on all day, it seems like, and I don't think they even turned them off last night. We had the lights on really early yesterday because of the cloudy day.
I was telling Will, that's his tax dollars at work.
There
right
you go. Yep.
Powering those light bulbs.
2-1 pitch is going to be hit to shortstop. Cook in on the grass, fires, and gets him. A little Sunday hop on a Saturday afternoon there for Mr. Cook. He kind of somewhat charged it, but didn't really run real hard to it, but he had an opportunity to make a waist-high grab.
Yep, threw a strike over to first base as well. Tested Cook a couple of times here, and he's come up good on the first 2 tries.
Bill Leroy stands in, 1 for 4 last evening with a run batted in. The catcher from Dublin, .293 batting average for the year. He stroked a couple of home runs and driven in 14 runs. Again, one of them last night. So 2 down, nobody on, and the first pitch to Bill is low and inside for ball 1. Garrett Green kind of hugging the bag a little bit there at third. Pretty good gap between himself and Cook. Cook angled over more toward the second base bag. Kyle King goes to work 1-0, and there's a fastball missing low.
Yeah, I believe that's no doubles defense there when you get your corner infielders hugging the lines a little bit. Don't want to get anything past them down in the corner.
Hill, the center fielder for the Bobcats, has Leroy shaded a little bit toward right. The 2-0 offering coming from King. And that's hit in the air to right center field. Pretty well played for the Bobcats, and it'll be Hill cruising over to make the grab. And a 1-2-3, top of the first inning for Kyle King and the Bobcats. And we'll go to the bottom of the first and get you the Bobcats starting lineup next on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. We get set for the bottom of the first inning here at the Kurtz, and here's the starting lineup for Jason Eller on this Saturday afternoon. Austin Holloway will bat first and play catcher for the Bobcats. Wesley Womack hits second and in right field. Batting third, the second baseman Cal Gentry. Hitting fourth, Garrett Green, the third baseman. Batting fifth, it's Jason Cook, the shortstop. Batting seventh, Jay Saunders. He will hit seventh. He's hitting sixth. Batting seventh is the DH, Will Hudgens. Batting eighth, Cam Hill, the center fielder. Cassius Young rounds out the lineup as the number 9 hitter, playing at first base. And Kyle King, as you heard, is the Bobcat pitcher. And Georgia College will be going up against Derek Pickvitt this afternoon.
Pickvitt making his 7th appearance, all starts. He's got a 3-0 record and a 3-even ERA. 36 innings pitched for him. 39 hits, 14 runs, 12 of them earned. Just 6 walks to 33 strikeouts, so a good ratio there, but opponents hitting .271 against the right-hander. A seasoned veteran is Pickvitt, the senior, 6'3", 185, from Cumming, Georgia, and West Forsyth High.
Pickvitt, number 8 in the conference in that even 3.00 earned run average.
appears to be #1 in mustaches, though. That is a good-looking one right there.
There you go. Hope we can get a good close-up of that. Here's the first pitch to Austin Holloway on the inside corner for a strike. Austin, a nice .451 batting average, making his 15th start, 15th appearance on the year. No homers, 11 RBI, does have 3 doubles, and using that blazing speed of his, he's got a triple as well. And he taps one down the third base side. Short hop, bobbled. He's going to recover, throw, and still get him. Nice play hanging in there by Clarno as he had to come in on the edge of the grass. Had it bobbled off the wrist high up on the glove there and was able to stay with it and deliver a strike to nip Holloway at the bag.
Yeah, I thought with that bobble that might allow enough time for Holloway to get down to the first base bag, but a nice strong throw from Clarno got him. And oddly enough, Scott, you mentioned the top half of the inning, but both starting pitchers working from the stretch all the time. Yeah,
we're seeing that as well from Pickett. And he'll be pitching to Wesley Womack now. Womack a .340 batting average. He'll swing and send one to second base. Easy play for Sudduth, and he'll get him. So a fast-acting bottom of the first inning thus far for Pickett, getting the Bobcats on a couple of ground outs on back-to-back pitches. And now Cal Gentry, the second leading hitter in the Peach Belt Conference with a .420 batting average, will stand in. No homers, 8 runs batted in. He has 4 two-baggers and a single triple on the year. Gentry last night 1 for 3 with a walk. And his first pitch is taken for ball 1. So Cal will try to be charged with keeping the inning going for the Cats in the bottom of the first inning. Pickett way on that first base side of the slab. Takes it outside again, 2-0. Temperature only about 55 degrees right now. We're hoping to get to the low 60s, but if this cloud cover stays with us, probably not going to get there. There's a pitch taken over but low, and it's 3-0. So Gentry working himself in a good spot with 2 down. Cal still got that leadoff mentality of taking a lot of pitches if he can.
Good and patient up there right now.
And there's a 4-pitch walk, so he will trot down to first with 2 down to keep the inning going. So GC gets a man on base, first base runner of the day for either team. And now Garrett Green, his sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th inning, allowed the Bobcats to get the 4-3 lead, and they maintained it. Got the last 6 outs to get the win. And for Garrett, you went 1 for 3 with that ribby. First pitch to him. Hook on the outside corner for a strike. Double G there is at .342 for the year. Driven in 15 runs for Georgia College. That's second highest on the squad behind Cassius Young. And Mr. Gentry draws a throw.
Scott, that first pitch, a ball or a strike, buddy?
Got a strike.
That was a strike.
Yeah, it was a curveball on the corner. Swung on, lifted in the air to short right field. Long run for Corbett. Second baseman reaches out, can't get it. So Garrett Green will get a single. Chase to third is Cal Gentry, and the Bobcats maybe something going here in the bottom of the first inning. Gentry going on contact, of course, and that was basically in no man's land as second baseman Sudduth rallied to get there, but just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, all credit to Sudduth for almost tracking that thing down. I thought at first it was going to be Corbett's ball, but Sudduth almost got some leather on that thing, and that brings Coach Tom Cantrell out of the dugout. We saw an early conversation in yesterday's ball game, too, much in a similar scenario where he didn't want to get behind early in this ball game, that if the Bobcats win, that decides the series. They could pick up a series victory with a win in today's contest. So this is an important ball game. This is an important situation early in the contest as they're taking on Jason Cook.
Going to try and head off some issues as best they can early on. Of course, Coach Cantrell was wearing a path to the mound and the 7th inning. He had, I think, they used 4 pitchers in that 7th inning last night, with the starter still in there, Bowen, and then Bauer, excuse me, and then 3 relievers, including back-to-back relievers. So here's Jason Cook with a chance to put the Bobcats on top as Coach Cantrell makes his way, heavy parka and all, back to the dugout. It is a cool day in Millie.
Well, you'd think you're a guy that lives up in the mountains. He might be a little tougher skinned than that.
Well, we all have had some age put on us over the years, and Coach Tom is in his 20th campaign in Dahlonega. Pitches outside on a curveball to Jason Cook, 1-0. Jason, 2 for 4 day yesterday. He scored twice, and that brought his average up just under 300 at 297 for the campaign. No homers and 10 runs batted in. 2 out, 2 on for him. The 0-1 pitch is down low, and that's going to get away from Leroy enough for Garrett to make it to second.
We'll go wild pitch here, Scott.
Hard to corral that one right around the home plate area, and at least Leroy didn't allow it to get through the wickets and allow Gentry to get to the plate. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Cook and a 2-0 count coming. Pickett comes set. Now steps off the rubber. Gentry doing a little dancing down there at the third base area. Pickett's 2-0 pitch is right down Hancock Street for a strike. First 2 batters retired easily on back-to-back pitches, with a ground out to third, a ground out to second, and now GC with a walk and a single, and then the wild pitch. Pickett having a difficult time getting on the same page with Leroy. Bill still flashing out the signs. Now Pickett's got one he likes. 2-1 pitch is hit in the air to right field. Might be trouble for Corbett, and he'll lay out and not get it. Bobcats will plate 2 runs on a little bloop to right field. Diving into second base with the double is Jason Cook, and Georgia College takes an early 2-0 lead. Man, that's about the shortest double you're ever going to see.
Well, it doesn't matter how far you hit it. It matters where you end up when it's all said and done. But yeah, diving attempt there by Corbett as he was trying to save those 2 runs on a caught ball there, but instead kicks up over his glove, and Cook able to get in scoring position now for Saunders. Another hit could score another run.
That was the only chance that Corbett had to try and bail the Nighthawks out, as the Bobcats have hit just a couple of bloopers for their 2 hits, but they will go in the scorecard as frozen ropes, right?
Yes.
And it's a 1-0 pitch now to Saunders.
When Cook calls home, that was a line drive down the line.
There you go. Saunders struggled last night, struck out 3 of his 4 plate appearances. So Jay trying to battle back here this afternoon. Still .338 batting average.
So you see the lineup switch coming into play right away as you move Cook into that 5 slot, and he comes up with a nice 2-run double to right. So maybe a little bit of magic when you shuffle around that scorecard. So
Pickett wants a little confab with his catcher, Bill Leroy.
Speaking of magic, got a finish in tennis this morning. Georgia College with a pair of 6-1 wins over the Mountain Lions of Young Harris.
Very nice. Nicely done to Coach Bars and the teams. Men are really rolling. 13th ranked of late.
Yep, I think they're up to 8-2 now on the season. The women are 7-2.
So a good weekend for them. They were rained out of the matches, I should say, up in Franklin Springs yesterday. Postponed those until a later date. 1-0 pitch, low and inside with the 2-seamer. And the count goes to 2-0 on Jay Saunders. So the Bobcats have 2 converted catchers in the lineup at different positions today. How about that? You got Saunders in left, and King used to be a catcher for the Cats, and he's on the hill.
You also have a catcher catching, so that's 3.
That's a good idea to have a catcher catching. Ground ball to second, and Sudduth got him. But the Bobcats pick up a couple of runs on the big 2-out double by Jason Cook, and Georgia College leads at 2-0 at the end of 1 here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, Kyle King has been given a 2-0 lead as we head to inning number 2 at the Kurtz. Shut down the Nighthawks 1-2-3 in the top half of the first, so it'll be hitters 4, 5, and 6 for North Georgia. Josh Profit, Nick Clarno, and Brady Eels. Profit last night went 2 for 4. And the lefty stands in for the first pitch from King. Bends in for a strike. Josh Profit, the second leading hitter for North Georgia right now, at .353. He has a home run, driven in 21 runs. And he chops one to the right side. Nice play off the mound by King. He underhands it to Young, and the Bobcats get the first out of the second inning. It always helps to have your pitcher able to field his position just like that.
Yeah, Kyle looking pretty athletic there. Got off the mound in a hurry. If that ball gets all the way through to Gentry, you don't know. I mean, it might have been able to beat that out. That tough hopper there, but either way, King takes control himself.
So the leader in RBIs for the Nighthawks is retired, and Nick Clarno. Is it Clarno or Clarno, or what are we saying?
I think we went with Clarno.
Clarno. First pitch taken to Nick is for a strike, 0-1.
Strike.
The sophomore from Grayson and Grayson High School awaits the 0-1. There's the slider outside. And the count squares up at 1-1 for Georgia College's Kyle King. Bobcats will be taking on these Nighthawks in Game 3 of the series tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then they're going to be taking on Mount Olive on the 20th. And that ball game will be in Lexington, South Carolina, so we're kind of meeting them halfway. And that's always a good program. Mount Olive, rather, the number 7 team on the latest collegiate baseball newspaper poll.
Yeah, bumped up a little bit there. And, that's, like you said, always a very, very strong program and a good test here, good midweek ball game. I don't think we played them much in the regular season.
I agree. I don't think it's
not that I can remember
often
anyway.
at all, no. 2-2 coming now with 1 out, nobody on. Got him swinging. First strikeout, just buzzed the fastball, kind of tailed away from Clarno. And King records his first K. Well, no Peach Belt teams on the latest National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association poll. This North Georgia team did receive votes, as did Francis Marion and USC Aiken.
Yeah, I vote on the region version of that Collegiate Baseball Writers.
Popped up left field, trouble, but angling under it will be Saunders, and he'll make the catch on the swing by Brady Eels, and that will do it. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Nighthawks, and Georgia College shuts them down once more. 2-0 Bobcats. We go to the bottom of the second inning on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Inning for your Bobcats, number 16.
Bottom third of the order due up for Georgia College in the bottom of the second inning. Will Hudgens, the designated hitter, center fielder Cam Hill, and then Cassius Young, the first baseman. Bobcats able to plate a couple runs in their first at bat against Derek Pickvitt. They'll try to add on to their lead here in the second. Kind of a late winter day in Millie. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one to Will Hudgens. He cracked a 2-run home run in his first at bat last night.
The opposite field power was what most impressive to me as it curled around the foul pole there in right field.
2 hits and 4 trips with a run scored in addition, of course, with that changeup cut out and missed, and it's 0-2. Will now 275 for his lone season as a Bobcat. 0-2 is a fastball missing high and away. Hudgens tied with Womack for the lead in home runs, as Al said last night, with 2 dingers. Bobcats have hit only 6 long balls on the year. Here's the 1-2, and it's hit towards shortstop. Comes up beautifully for Mapes. Long throw across is in time. That one just skipped right up into the old breadbasket, and Mapes was able to make the play.
Now, batting for the Bobcats, number 21.
So 1 down for the Cats in the second inning. Cam Hill will take to the plate. 288 batting average for the year. The freshman with 13 runs batted in. Last night, an 0-for-1 game plus a walk.
Cam, another one of these guys making a move in the lineup today, switching up one spot from the 9-hole yesterday.
Slowly hit to second, and it is going to be just in time. Hill thought he'd outlegged it, but a good play by Sudduth. With the play developing right in front of him, he knew he had to get rid of it in a hurry as Hill flies down the line. And Cam was just nabbed at the bag. So again, 2 outs in a hurry for the Bobcats on 2 ground balls. But this is where GC rallied for the couple of runs in the first inning. And let's see if Cassius Young can start the cycle again. Big cut, fouled off. 0-1. Cash down to 225 for the year. A home run, team leading 17 runs batted in. And in last night's ball game against the Nighthawks, Hill went 0-for-1 with a walk. He'll hit it in the air to right field. Back on it a bit is Corbett. He'll track it down, make the catch shy of the track, and the Bobcats go down in order in the second inning. So we played 2 at the Kurtz, and the Bobcats own a 2-0 lead on the Nighthawks here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, like the top half of the inning, Here in the bottom half, it's hitters 7, 8, 9 for the Nighthawks. Connor Corbett, the right fielder, Jake Arnold, the first baseman, and William Mapes, the shortstop. Corbett's been busy out there already. Had a couple of bloops headed his way in right field, then tracked down that last out of the last half inning.
And, of course, was involved in the play that scored the only runs of the ball game thus far as well.
First pitch is a fastball missing low to Connor. Corbett, a .226 batting average with 6 home runs to lead the team. He has 19 runs driven in. Kyle King readies the 1-0. Misses high this time. Corbett went 0 for 3 last night. He also drew a pass. So he would like to get his first knock at the Kurtz for the weekend right here and get the first base runner on the paths for the Nighthawks of the day. 2-0 pitch. Bend him back inside. It's 3-0. The 3-0 on the way from King. There's the automatic. Corbett out of Juliet, Georgia, and a graduate of Stratford Academy over in nearby Macon. Don't know if they were already in the GHSA when he was there or if he played any GISA baseball.
Yeah, probably around for that transition time.
Very possible. Fly ball left center field. Cam Hill will give way to Saunders, and Saunders right in front of Cam Hill makes the catch. Boy, Jay had to go a long way to get that one.
Hey, you normally see the center fielder play captain there and do the call, but looks like lefty taking over this time.
Indeed. And center field usually is the captain, as you say, out in the outfield making the decisions. But Cam gave way to Saunders. Jake Arnold comes up. He's the first baseman, looks at a strike. Jake, 1 for 4 evening last. Time out here at the Kurtz with a run scored. And he's at the plate with a .223 batting average. Cut and a miss, and he's down in an 0-2 hole now. Howard has homered once this season, driven in 8 runs for the year. Also has 5 doubles to his credit. One of those several guys who's played all the ball games for Coach Cantrell and started all the ball games. That one bends into the left-hand hitter's box, and the count goes 1-2. King readies his 1-2 offering and brings it. Strike 3 called. My goodness. Jake Arnold took that one looking. And that's 2 strikeouts now for Kyle King. And Mrs. Gentry's busy with the Ks. This will have to be a backward one.
She's got the K duties today?
Yep.
All right.
Grabbing the tiles or the sheets of Ks. 2 down and nobody on. Bottom of the order for William Mapes. And he'll send one to his counterpart. Cook with a nice grab. Throw to first, a little low, dugout, and the Bobcats shut him down 1-2-3 again in the 3rd inning. Nice play by Cook, ranging to his left. And Georgia College will come to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning with a 3-0 lead. Make it a 2-0 lead over the Nighthawks. We'll be back in a bit on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third, top of the order for Georgia College. Holloway, Womack, and Gentry as GC tries to add to a 2-0 advantage over the Nighthawks here in Game 2 of the 3-game set. Austin with a ground out to third baseman Clarno in his first at bat. Pickett dumps in a strike, gets 0-1.
Scott Holloway, one of those guys that is hitting multiple parts of the order as well as we continue to try and find that magical 9. Seems like last year we had it pretty well set from day one and all sorts of shuffling around this season.
Another try across the diamond for Clarno, and he'll retire Holloway. You had the pieces, is just trying to figure it out where to bat them all, and you gave Coach Eller some advice to put Holloway up at the leadoff man.
I don't know if we can go public with that information that I'm helping things up.
You just gave him advice.
I said that in day one. I thought Holloway was a solid piece to put at the top. And, and that was one of his thoughts, too, is that, he was one of the hotter bats. And why not have him go to the plate as many possible times, put him right at the top of the order.
Makes good contact, got good speed. That's popped out of play left side off the bat of Wesley Womack. Wesley with a ground ball to second baseman Suddeth in his first try today, as a couple of youngsters scramble for that, fouled up on the third base bank. Wesley, apparently the hammy is okay right now. Let's hope it stays that way for the senior. Two-seam broke outside. 1-1. Looked a little frustrated last night at the plate. He was facing Bauer, the lefty, for the most part, and struggled with him. 1-1 hangs up, and it's 2-1. Pickett requests a new baseball with which to work. Well, let me wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Make it safe. Have fun tonight.
I wonder if we'll go with the green uniforms tomorrow.
I would imagine. Why not? Green caps or something. Ground ball to the right side again, and having to get there in a hurry is Suddeth, and he will retire Wesley Womack.
Yeah, Wesley's still very far from 100%.
Yep.
And,
didn't want to really rush it down the line there.
Yeah.
Ironically, both he and Holloway have done the same thing in their first two at-bats, with a ground ball to third and a ground ball to second each time.
A healthy Wesley Womack might beat out that slow roller.
That's true.
As, he had some speed back in the day.
Well, Cal Gentry will come up again with an opportunity to extend the inning. He did so with a 4-pitch walk, and he takes the first pitch of this at-bat inside. He came around to score the first run of the day on the double by Jason Cook. Pickett's pitch on the outside corner. The two-seamer caught it. The first strike he's thrown to Cal Gentry. The junior, former All-American at Georgia College in his freshman year. The 1-1, cut out and missed, may have chased a pitch south of the zone. And it's 1-2. Gentry's a guy who's been up and down in the lineup as well throughout his career. Traditionally a leadoff man. In the 3-hole today, as he was last night. 1-2 pitch, missed away. Pickett tried to get him to nibble. Nothing doing, says Mr. Gentry.
Dude's wild here.
There you go.
Look out.
There's your first one. I'm glad you spotted it.
Oh, Ian uses balls for our runs and hits, too.
Exactly, Will. 2 runs, 2 hits. Ground ball toward the middle and through for a base hit. So Cal Gentry records a 2-out single, again keeping the inning going and giving somebody behind him a chance to do some more damage.
Yep, treating that 3 slot in the order as almost like a leadoff spot, as just continue that inning, get things going, get somebody on base, and give Georgia College a chance to make something happen.
Gentry with good contact at the plate as always, slapped it into center field. He's there with 2 down at first base, and Garrett Green awaits his first pitch as Pickett deals to first. Garrett bloop single to right in the first inning. Sudduth just barely, if he got any leather on it, it was just barely that. Great effort, though, on trying to get that little pop fly. It fell in between him and Corbett. And there's a strike. 0-1 now on Garrett Green.
Of course, Cal now with 199 career hits.
Oh,
after that single up the middle.
Okay, you had said he was 2 away from 100.
Oh, then I had a typo.
I was wondering. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, he had 100 in his freshman season.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was going, Al, what's in your coffee this morning?
Apparently, I needed more of it.
So how many hits did you go?
199 right now. 199.
So Gentry just below that 200 milestone. Maybe get that later today.
Of course, Green has already joined that club, as he did so about the second weekend of the season.
Almost got plunked by that one by Pickett as he had to jackknife out of the way. 2-1. So Green trying to lead the Green machine here and get some more runs on the board. Jason Cook waits on deck.
And Wesley Womack, I might as well just complete that statement, as he's already in the 200-hit club, too.
Tap toward third. Charging is the third baseman. Nice play. Throw just off the bag. No, he kept the foot on. Nice play on both ends by Clarno and Arnold to retire the side. Bobcats get a hit but can't push them around, and we played 3 with Georgia College leading 2-0. We'll be back, and Al will be with you when we come back in a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Fifth.
Gotcha.
Back to action here. We're in the top of the fourth. And it's going to be the top of the order for the Nighthawks. Cruz Taylor to lead things off. Popped out in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Lefty batter against the righty King. King up to 30 pitches on the start so far, 19 strikes. And that one misses low. Went with the slider there. Just slid right off the table instead. Taylor, Sudduth, and Leroy due up. Hits that one sharply to right. That's going to be trouble. It'll get down all the way to the wall. Extra bases. Womack gets up with it and fires him in. A stand-up double for Cruz Taylor. Caught a lot of that pitch, jumped out in front, and rattled it down around in the corner for a double to start things off.
And that gave the North Georgia bench and their fans something to cheer about for the first time today as they get their first base runner. 3 perfect innings for Kyle King, and comes to a screeching halt here at the top of the fourth.
Yeah, there goes the perfect game and the no-hitter, right? And,
yep.
Hopefully he can hang on to this shutout. Sudduth is up now. The second baseman grounded out to short in his first trip. King steps off the rubber. Going to have to regroup. This is the first time he's had to throw a pitch with anybody on the base paths today. So,
well, at least he's been accustomed to pitching from the set position anyway.
Yep.
No change there for him.
Lots of relief work so far in his career, too. So, used to having runners on base. Pitch up and away there. I think he went with the slider to start off again and just kind of slid out of the zone
It didn't slide very well down low, did it? Just
No,
hung
that
up.
did stay up there a little bit. If that caught plate, Sudduth might have been able to whack it.
You bet. You can't hang them on these guys. They'll hang them. You hang them, they bang them, right?
I think that's the game plan, right? King with the fastball there goes low. Going to be 2-0 now. Hitters count for a hitter here in Chase Sudduth.
And Sudduth has Garrett Green inching in at third as Coach Eller makes his way out of the dugout to have a quick chat.
Well,
with
if the
Kyle.
pattern holds up, Eller goes out there for the discussions as nobody warming up in the Bobcat bullpen. And then Kane gets to go out there with the little Bo Peep hook and yank the guys. That was what happened yesterday. I wonder if that'll be the case today. Got 42 heading out there. I think that's the sophomore Bryce Bowen.
Indeed it is, sir.
Yep, the transfer from Clemson.
Well, Coach was talking to us before the ball game, talking about the relievers, saying that they could probably go with the same guys that they threw yesterday. Not a whole lot of action for Lecurto and for our closer last night, but he was also talking about Bowen maybe getting a chance to come into this ball game as well.
Yeah, it looks like Bowen's going to be the first guy off the deck here in the top of the fourth. But, yeah, you mentioned yesterday the only one that threw any sort of significant pitches, I would think, would be Lecurto. I think he went maybe 2 innings.
Yeah, went
out of those 3 relievers. It was Spinner, Lecurto, and then Rollick. And Rollick only got 2 outs.
Got him an inning and a third for Lecurto. And,
Okay.
yeah, Spinner had only a third of an inning, you're right, and Rollick had 2/3 of an inning. So, basically, all 3 are pretty fresh if needed.
Same deal on the other side. None of the North Georgia guys went very long. There was a bunch of them.
Yeah,
But there wasn't anybody going any sort of length in the ball game. One hopper hangs up there for Green. He had to wait for it to come down. Checks the runner and gets the out at first, so Taylor won't advance.
Yeah, he had to do 2 things there, as you mentioned. He had to wait for gravity to take effect and then take a glance over to second to keep that runner in check there before delivering across the diamond.
Catcher Bill Leroy will step in now. He flew out to center in his first trip. That was in the first. Leroy, as we mentioned quite a few times yesterday, younger brother of Abby Leroy, stand out for the Georgia College softball squad. Did get to say hello and give Abby a hug yesterday. I do not see her in the tent. At least she's not in the same spot she was yesterday.
Well, maybe it was a bad luck spot for them.
Perhaps.
So she, being the superstitious ball player that she is, I'm sure if she's here, she's in a different spot.
Slider nips the outside corner to Leroy. Of course, Abby was just an awesome ball player during some great softball for Georgia College. All-American, multi-time all-conference. She's our school's leader in doubles and RBI and a couple other categories. Would not be surprised to be talking about her in the Hall of Fame in a few years. Pitch taken for a strike, and it's 0-2 now to Bill Leroy.
Yeah, we've had some very, very good softball players come through the program here over the last several years.
Yep, next class going to have a real good one, and Mandy Chandler is due.
All-American as well.
Yep, she was a couple-time All-American. Also, I think she still holds the Division II strikeouts record.
Wow.
For a single ball game.
Oh, a single game, okay.
Yeah, she had like 22 strikeouts in one game.
Woo.
Extra innings, of course.
For ringing it.
0-2. This is to the right side, and Gentry scoops it up, fires over to Young for out number 2. Runner does advance, but no harm done as of yet, as there's 2 down now with that runner on third.
Al Leroy with a productive out, advancing that runner. I'm kind of worried about Cal over there at second base. I've seen him several times do that double tap. And when you can tap once, but you double tap, that gives him another step. And sometimes that step is just enough to get to first base. He was really taking his time with it.
Yeah, I guess Cal thinking he's still got that shortstop's arm,
Yeah,
he can
that's true.
Zing it over there. Profit at the plate. Takes a look at a pitch up for ball 1. His day, a ground out to the pitcher. North Georgia center fielder here.
So King with an opportunity to get out of it after that leadoff double without any damage done.
But he's got to get through Profit first. Fastball, grabs the outside corner. It's 1-1.
That 2-seamer broke just on the outside edge. I don't know if Profit gave up on it or just didn't think he could do anything with it.
They have Profit played rather shallow in the outfield, particularly on
Indeed.
the left side.
Yes.
And a sizable gap in right center. Looks like a steady diet of outside stuff to force Profit to the left side. As that slider misses for a 2-1 count. You said slider was the breaking pitch for him, right?
Yep, he has a great slider.
2-1 on the way. And that is off the end of the bat to Green. Comes up with it. A strong throw to first in plenty of time. And the Bobcats are out of it here in the top of the fourth. Good defense gets the Bobcats to the bottom half of the fourth with a 2-0 lead and wipes out a leadoff double by Taylor. We'll be right back with more here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Bottom half of the fourth here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Got Jason Cook to lead things off. He doubled home the 2 runs so far in this ball game. He went 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple of runs scored. And is continuing a little bit of hot hitting here so far with the double and 2 RBI today. First pitch to him. First pitch swinging, and it's yanked foul.
Starting to see the ball better, it looks like. He's really responding well at the plate.
The Smyrna, Georgia native. Transfer from Chattahoochee Valley Community College. Pickford sets, brings the 0-1. Cook going to get the bunt down. It's a beauty. Slow roller. He probably should have just ate that one there. As only bad things happen on that kind of throw, but it's a single to the third baseman on a bunt.
Clarno way back at third base, and Cook saw that, was able to get the bunt down and deadened it just enough and beat the throw by 2 or 3 steps.
So another leadoff hit here. As Cook is on first via the bunt, and that brings up Jay Saunders. The toss to Saunders, and it's a strike taken. Looked like maybe a slider there that started out inside and snapped into the zone. Jay's ball game so far, a ground out to second. Toss over to first base to check Cook. Did they get him? No. Very close over there, though.
Yeah, close in 2 ways. Close to throwing it away and close to getting him at the bag. Good effort by Arnold to come off the sack to get that throw.
Cook in stolen base attempts, 8 out of 9 tries. That leads the team.
And he's among the conference leaders as well with those 8 steals.
Bluff of a run there. Instead, it's fouled back. 0-2 now the count.
Almost a hit and run going, but he threw the brakes on at the last second. Hopefully the youngsters over there are keeping an eye out. They've got, a travel ball, softball game going on?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of tournament or something. We've seen different names go up on the scoreboard.
Right.
And Yeah, a little bit of fundraiser of sorts, I think, for softball program, I think, as we rent out the field from time to time. They do that over here at baseball in the summers a bunch, too.
Well, who wouldn't want to play on Kurtz Field, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the softball season in high school is the fall,
It's
correct?
the fall. That is
yeah,
fall.
so they're in
right.
the off season right now, so this must be all travel stuff. Checked his swing, fouls it off as it comes off the bat handle.
Yeah, Columbus always hosts the state tournaments in the GHSA over there. That is just a phenomenal thing to go see. You really need to do that one time because you've got 8 fields going at the same time.
You know, I've been to that facility. There was they hosted, I think, one of the early Peach Belt tournaments in one of my first couple of years here. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. Cook was running on that one.
So they did wind up with a hit and run and got a timeout on the softball diamond for that foul ball.
So Saunders flares another one off, still 1-2.
I was over there, gosh, I guess it's 3 years ago now when GMC Prep went to the not the Nationals, but the state. And,
That would have been with those Twins there when they were
No,
so
that
good?
was after they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tip foul off the shins there of Saunders as he spoiled off a couple of tough ones here. That is 4 foul balls in this at-bat.
So he's hanging tough, trying to get one he can straighten out. Roll Cook over to the third, possibly.
Cook gets an extra step over there at first. And he takes off again, swung on, sent to short. Going to be picked up there, but no double play ball because of that runner going on the play. So the ground out makes it 1 out with Cook on second base.
Now Maples was hoping he was going to get even closer to the bag when he fielded that so he could maybe tag the bag and throw on to first, but getting Cook going, Cookie got down there quickly enough to get the bag before Maples could.
Yeah, I
Mapes,
think
excuse me.
You could see that Mapes was trying to get, his footwork headed in that direction to try and at least make an attempt at it. You're correct. Will Hudgens at the dish, his first trip up. A ground out to short, just like that last play. Big cut and a miss for Will. Home run yesterday as part of a 2-for-4 ball game. Drove in a pair, scored once.
You had talked to Coach Eller before the ball game about Will and saying that you kind of roll the dice with the power possibilities. He's going to be doing a lot of cut and missing as he fouls that one back. But sometimes that ball's going to meet the bat and go a long way.
Yeah, it's a risk-reward kind of situation there. He likened it to a relief pitcher that throws 95, but he doesn't know where it's going.
Right.
I think that was his phrasing. And Will is a power bat up there, that's for sure. But it's deep in the hole here, 0-2. Time called at the dish as he got a little uncomfortable with how long he had to wait for Mr. Pickvitt. Cook on second base with 1 down. The pitch. Fastball up.
Another thing Coach Eller said, Will's been experimenting with batting stances. He's been through about 3 different stances now and maybe finally finding one that's going to suit his needs. More spread out, it looks like, at the plate a little bit. Trying to cover as much as he can, maybe a little closer to the plate than before.
Tossed to second, and they got him. Caught Cook leaning. I think he was getting greedy, maybe thinking about taking third base. And instead he gets picked off. I think that was 2-4. As the second baseman Sudduth wrapped in around behind him. So 2 down now with the bases empty. Called strike 3 on Hudgens, and that will end the inning. So it started hot, it started exciting, And unfortunately, after a pickoff and a looking strikeout, it comes to a close with a goose egg. 4 in the books now. Georgia College still up, though, 2-0. We'll be right back with more on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Okay, folks, let's get back to it here as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Third baseman Nick Clarno set to lead off. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. King has 2 of those. 1 of each, it appears.
Hey, how about a hand for the GC ground crew? All the guys dragging the infield between that half inning.
Yeah, look sharp out there. First pitch to Clarno is a fastball that stays up and in. 1-0. Got Bowen and Lacurdo out in the bullpen. Just a little bit of soft toss back and forth as they continue to stay warm on this cold day. Sky to left center. Saunders has a beat on it. Flaps the glove on his thigh a couple times and snags that one for the out.
Who was that years ago? Whenever he did that, I think it might have been Jake.
Yeah, I think it was Jake.
So Jake Stanley, whenever he would tap the glove on his thigh, we knew that he had a beat on it and he was going to make the grab. So maybe Jake taught Saunders that.
Yeah,
Saunders.
He played all 3 outfield spots. Jake did. I think he even came on the roster as a second baseman, if I remember right. Pitch taken for a strike.
Another good one for the Bobcats. Another All-American, and now first base coach for GC.
This is the designated hitter, Eels. He flew out to left his first time. And he takes a strike there. He's deep in the hole, 0-2.
Pretty curveball in. Haven't not seen the curve too often, but that one broke in nicely for him.
Eels from Dallas, Georgia, and a transfer from Cornerstone, as we found out, up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and a 4-year program up there, NAIA school.
Or it's probably still snowing.
Indeed. Okay, check the forecast.
Will's going to have to check with his grandparents, I guess, and find out. But
mid-30s right now.
mid-30s, so no snow.
Okay, darn.
It's just that gray, nasty time of year with all the slush coming up on your car and all that.
One of those things where you're glad you're not having to deal with it anymore.
It's like 80% of the reason why I'm here in Georgia.
There you go.
Oh, the 20%, of course, is the Bobcats.
Of course, go Bobcats.
1-2 the count here. Pitch comes in and misses Eels around the belt. And so even count here at 2-2.
When you wind up putting a blanket around your radiator so the car will start the next morning, you know it's time to do something. So that's what McLeod did.
Yeah, you got. Sometimes you put the blanket on your windshield as well, so you can just pull it right off. Back to King, and a one-hopper is backhanded there. Quick reactions for the junior
Connor Corbett.
as he's fielding his position well again.
Hello there. Nice job. That's the second time he's had to come up with a defensive play. That one was a hot smash. It could have gotten through easily, but able to flag it down with that backhand grab.
So 2 down, bases empty for Connor Corbett. Corbett flew to left. So he's 0 for 1. Corbett, the senior from Juliet, Georgia. Open stance for him. He's on the back chalk, and he takes a pitch low, 1-0.
It seems like it started about half an inch yesterday.
Corbett patrolling right field once again today. Pitch swung on, hit well, but yanked foul. Going to get down into the Bobcat bullpen, 1-1.
Garrett Green really guarding the line at third base on the hot-hitting Corbett.
Yeah, again here with 2 outs. Going to protect the lines a bit. Play that no doubles defense. Because Young's a little bit tight on that first base line as well. Economist, 1-2 now. Nice pitch there from the king of the hill, Kyle King.
There you go. I think a little sneaky fastball got past Corbett that time. A little.
Would you say upper 80s he had?
Supposedly upper 80s, yep. Probably around 90 occasionally.
King with the 1-2. Had some movement on it, and it moves into left field, dropping in there for a single. Corbett did a nice job waiting on it.
Batting now for the Nighthawks.
And he deposited it in left for a 2-out hit. Second hit of the ball game for North Georgia.
Yeah, able to wait on the break and got barrel on the ball very easily.
So 1 down with Corbett on first. That brings up Arnold, the first baseman. Jake Arnold, the sophomore. Big fella at 6'4", 225 from Peachtree City, Georgia. And Stars Mill High. Went with the slider there. Stays inside, 1-0.
We were talking about weather earlier. At least this weekend, the weather seems to be cooperating for all the Peach Belt teams. We've had a lot of rainouts, and that's why you have to go to the percentage.
2 hopper to second. Gentry gloves, goes the short route to step on the second base bag. And the fielder's choice will close out the top of the 5th. Let's go to the bottom half. Going to be Cameron Hill leading off. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Leading off the inning here for your Bobcats.
Got your out-of-town scoreboard as we come back from the break. Flagler on top of Augusta, 11-0 in the 7th.
Ooh.
As they're responding well to yesterday's loss are the Saints. UNC Pembroke, the only non-conference action, is up 9-0 in the 6th on Anderson. USC Aiken 4, Georgia Southwestern 0 in the 3rd. And Lander 3, Columbus State 0 in the 4th. Francis Marion Young Harris just underway. That's your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Pickle Barrel Cafe and Sports Pub here in Milledgeville. Also want to add that tennis in. I think I may have misspoke earlier. It was a 7-0 win for the women's side at Young Harris, and a 6-1 victory for the guys' side. So that's your out-of-town scoreboard. 1-1 to count here for Cameron Hill. Hill today, as he takes a ball there, got a 2-1 count. Hill is ground out to second base in his lone trip. 0 for 1 so far.
Of course, after the scoreboard, folks, stay tuned. We've got the sock update coming up next half inning.
Yeah, look to that, folks.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited about that one.
Excitement on the edge of the seat, excitement.
Tried the break and pitch. It stays outside, couldn't backdoor it. It's 3-1 now.
Last night, if you missed the broadcast, we teased it, we plugged it, and it took 10 seconds to do.
I have a feeling we might have a similar situation today.
I think you're right.
Pitch on the outside, Black. Hill taken all the way, and the count runs full here for the freshman from Marietta. Pickford trying to battle back here against the Bobcats center fielder. Tip foul off the very end of the bat, back to the fence.
That's called just barely staying alive, huh?
Absolutely. Got about a string and a half of that baseball right there.
But he lives to fight for another pitch.
And what will that pitch bring here? Another payoff delivery. Came back inside, but missed low. That is a walk for Cam Hill. So he trots down to first base, and that brings up Cassius Young. Young 0 for 1 today, a fly to right.
Checking with Coach Eller, see if we've got a play on here to get things rolling with a good start here in the bottom of the fifth.
Young with some power, can get that extra base hit going from time to time. Has been very quiet as of late, though. Squares to bunt and pulls a foul. Young, not your typical, infield body there, as he shortstop, I believe, in high school. But here at Georgia College, and heck, even this year, I think he's played all 4 infield positions.
Yet to have a sacrifice on the season.
Toss to first. And it remains 0-1 here.
That time, it looked like the first pitch there, it looked like he squared around too soon, and the bat was angled more toward the line than straight away, and that's why it went foul.
Hill 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts, if you're thinking about that. That pitch looked a little bit high. Going to be 1-1 here. Did square around a bunt once again. So hoping to get that runner in scoring position for Austin Holloway and the top of the order. Pickford sets, takes a look at Hill, squares to bunt again. He's going to get this one down. Back to the pitcher. The throw to second is in time, I believe, there. Not able to double him up at first base. So hit it a bit too sharply, and a good strong throw from Pickford as he fields his position well.
Hill with good speed, made it very close there at second base. I didn't know if he had the foot on the bag as he caught the baseball. And Coach Eller asking about that as well, possibly, talking with the home plate umpire.
So the fielder's choice makes Cassius Young 1 down with him on first base for Holloway. Holloway is 0 for 2 today. Fouls that one off. Holloway a ground out to third in both trips. So Austin, I'm sure, would like to find another place to send this baseball.
Yeah, he's tried Clarno a couple times there, and to no avail. That was a big rip by him, but just barely got piece.
Throw to first, and Young with a head first slide. Don't believe Cash is much to worry about when it comes to stolen bases. I could be wrong.
Got him 1 for 1.
He stays put on this one, and it's a called strike on the outside black. Good job there by Leroy framing that outside pitch. I think that looked a little bit outside to me, but able to pull it back in the zone and get the call. So now Holloway got to protect on 0-2. Here it comes. Going to be up and away. Ball gets out of the mid of the catcher there. I'm going to go pass ball on that one. I think Leroy was trying to make that transition from glove to hand really before he had possession of the ball.
Plus, he saw out of the corner of his eye that bluff of a run by Young, and that may have taken a little bit of a focus off reeling the ball in to begin with.
So Young now checks into scoring position. It works like that sacrifice that we were trying to get with Young out there at the plate.
Got to take advantage of it here. These Nighthawks did not make a lot of mistakes, as we talked about last night. Not a whole lot of errors.
So 1-2 out of the count, 1 down, runner on second base. Holloway at the plate. Young on the base pass. Got a nice gap to work with on the right side if Austin wants to work with that. 1-2. Swung on Sky to the right side. And that is the right fielder, Corbett, squeezing that one easily. It's not deep enough for the runner to advance. And that'll make it 2 down with a runner on second now for Wesley Womack.
Now, batting for your Bobcats, number 12, Wesley Womack.
So Womack at the plate. Rough start for him today. A couple of ground outs to second base. So Holloway retired on the flyout, and now it's going to take a hit from Womack to get anything done. Here with 2 down. Got some action in the North Georgia bullpen. McCrary, we saw him yesterday. Not throwing right now. He's a spectator. Waiting to see what happens here with Womack. That is hit well to right field. On the beat on it is Corbett, and he grabs it a couple of steps shy of the track for out number 3. That one was exciting, Scott. He got a good chunk of that one. I thought we might have had 2 runs.
Well, last night, if we had the win we had last night, that's out of here.
That's a very, very good point, but instead it's a fly out, and it ends the inning. Bobcats still lead 2-0, though. After 5, we'll be right back with more here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Number 1, William Bates.
Back to action here, top half of the 6th inning. Oh, boy, folks. It's
Here
time
it
for that
comes.
sock update.
Here it comes. Don't we have to have an official first pitch of the inning before you do?
All right, yeah. let's
Come
wait
on.
for that.
It's like a
We'll
relief
build the
pitcher.
suspense a little bit.
That's right. But if they can
it is the
view
inning.
their screen, there's not much really.
Yeah. I guess this
That's the bad
this
thing
sock
about
update kind of predates the whole video thing, doesn't it? I didn't think about that. It's a good point. First pitch taken for a strike here by Mapes, the shortstop. He grounded out to his counterpart, so he's 0 for 1 today. King still working out there, up to 56 pitches now in this start. Skied to right center, long run for Womack. Does he get to it?
Oh!
Yes, he does.
Tumbling, diving, grab.
Kind of went down on a hip and one knee there to get that sinking liner. Nicely done.
Here for the Nighthawks, number 22, Chris
Holy
Taylor.
smoke, I didn't think he was going to have an opportunity to catch up to that one, but great effort by the senior leadership out there, huh?
Yeah, especially when he's battling the injuries that he is and not really quite performing at the plate like he would like. Still providing great defense out there. So one out here. And now Taylor, as we're back to the top of the order, pitch taken for a strike.
That's one of those gold star plays. Hang a gold star on it, huh?
Well, I guess now I'm okay with him being the only one out there with no socks showing. Although joining him today is Kyle King, the pitcher. Both King and Womack are the only two with no socks showing today. As that one is yanked through the right side, gets through for a single.
Now batting, number 3, Chase.
And Taylor has been a pretty good one today. He's 2 for 3 now. So that, so just King with no socks. We got Womack with no socks. That is your sock update brought to you by absolutely nobody. Again, everyone just clamoring for it on a game in, game out basis.
I was holding my breath on it.
Mm-hmm. You're not alone, Scott. You are not alone.
Oh, yes.
Chase Sudduth at the plate, 0 for 2. A couple of grounders to the left side, one to third and one to short. How about one of those right here? Get out of the inning. Pitch taken for a strike. Kyle King has been very sharp. I got him at 60 pitches now, 39 strikes.
And Coach Eller said he is a candidate to go around 100 if he has to.
Yep, if it's going well, he's going to remain out there. And I was kind of surprised to hear that with this just being the second start of the season. Kyle was sort of a back end of the bullpen guy, I think, at the beginning of the year. This one flared off the bat and foul.
Starting to try to piece the weekend starting rotation together here now.
Yeah, and it's had to change a little bit. You know, I know we were looking at Bowen for a starter at one point. He's got kind of the raw skills over there, but hasn't really quite put that together. Connor Darling's another option that we might, but I believe he's been battling some injuries as well. If I remember right, I think Connor's another D1 transfer for us. So, yeah, they just you got some options there and trying to figure out, you don't really have a regular rotation as of yet. Who's it going to be tomorrow? My guess would be Chandler Amison. That's who it was last week, and he threw very well. Amison went into the 6th inning in that ball game that we lost to Francis Marion. Low and away, 1-2 now. But much like, the batting lineup, a lot of changes.
Yep.
Just a
Work
lot
in
of different
progress.
folks you can throw out there, and seems like one guy has it one week, the next guy has it the next. What I like is our bullpen, Scott. I think, once we get to the middle portion of the ball game, like here, we've got some pretty good arms to try and turn things over to. Throw over to first, at least more confidently so than in years past.
Right.
After we had typically we'd have 1 to 2 arms that we could really feel comfortable with, and we would just outscore people. And this year, I think the bullpen is our strongest suit. You just have so many different guys that are pitching well out of the bullpen this year. I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe we make it a regular plan on Sundays as that one misses low and away, just to break up every ball game.
Yeah, you talked about that a couple weeks ago.
I think when we were traveling,
right.
yeah. You got so many guys, maybe just don't have a single batter see a pitcher a second time.
Yep.
Just throw, 5-6 arms out there and break up the game.
Because there's not a lot of drop-off in that bullpen.
No, I mean, you
They're
got Perry
consistent.
Keefe, you got Bowen, you got Lacurdo. We saw Spinner and Rollick yesterday as that one's yanked foul again here, 2-2. But, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. How about a Logan Hicks? You got Connor Wilson. You got, young Hudgens. He had a great inning. Luke Scudeleri was throwing a little bit early. I haven't seen him in a while. But you got lefties, you got righties. I mean, you can really just, break up the whole thing. Lot of arms. Set here from King, and a 2-2 on the way to Sudduth. Off the end of the bat, skied to right. Womack got to go a long ways, and he won't get to this one. Talk about off the end of the bat. Scott, I thought that was a simple fly to right. Instead, it's a tie ball game on a 2-run homer by Sudduth.
It just kept taking off and going, and Sudduth ties the contest. Gets the Nighthawk fans up on their feet. So great effort there. And saw Womack turn back and then look toward the fence and realized that he wasn't going to be able to track that one down.
All right, so Sudduth, what do we got on him now? That's 5 home runs, 22 RBI on the season. And we're looking at a new ball game here with 1 out in the 6th. Infield conversation.
And King surrenders his first round tripper of the year. Obviously not a whole lot of innings pitched, but still, first long ball gone.
And a big spot there as it knots up the ball game 2-2. Bill Leroy now at the plate. Leroy is 0 for 2, a fly to center and a ground out to second. Got Colin Licurdo and Bowen with some soft toss again out in the pen, so nobody warming up with a catcher as of yet. So this ball game is still Kings, at least for the time being. 65 pitches into the start. Leroy with the bases empty now and 1 down. Pitch to him is a slider taken for a strike. So King gets touched up for the home run. Now how will he respond? That was such an awkward swing. He took that outside pitch and just sort of put some bat on it and lifted it to right. And it just kept going. This one skied to the right side. Going to get fouled back and out of play. It is 0-2 now. Set here. Looking for that strikeout pitch. Will he go to the slider? Looked like the fastball there. It's yanked foul. Leroy from Dublin. West Lawrence High. He has been a starter since stepping on the campus there at North Georgia. Was a DH for a couple years and now has taken over a lot of the catching duties this season. 0-2. In on the fist and yank foul again. Going to rattle around down by the bullpen. 3 straight foul balls. It's still 0-2. Big weekend of athletics for Georgia College. Got one more baseball game tomorrow at 1 o'clock between these two teams. Also at 1 is a doubleheader in softball between Georgia College and USC Aiken. First home conference action for GC softball. Swung on, hit well to left. Saunders came in a little bit, now goes back out. Good readjustment by him. And that is out number 2.
Good over-the-top fastball there. He waited on it and just could not quite get enough of the bat on it. Saunders did a good job on the other end to get back and get in position. Brad Spinner's throwing in the bullpen now to a catcher.
Oh, okay. So he just bypasses the earlier warm-up fellas, and so he must be into Spinner territory now. Josh Profit at the plate. Pair of groundouts for him. One back to the pitcher and one to third. First pitch taken for a strike by Profit.
Nasty late break on that pitch from Kyle King.
Profit's a good one. Came into the ball game hitting .353. Counted 0-2 now. Profit from Warner Robins and Houston County High. Tried to check his swing there on the pitch in the dirt. Apparently he did hold up. It's 1-2. set here. 1-2 on the way. Off the fist, rolled to second. Gentry gloves, flips to first. Very easily for out number 3. But not before the damage done. 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blast off the bat of Chase Sudduth. And we got ourselves a new ball game as we head to the bottom of the 6th. All tied up at 2. Coming up for Georgia College will be Cal Gentry. We'll bring you that in just a moment here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. As we get back to action here in the 6th, got 3, 4, 5 coming up for Georgia College. Going to see if we can answer right away to the game-tying home run. Gentry has reached the base paths both times, a walk and a single, officially 1 for 1. And needs to find a way to get on base here. Try and get that go-ahead runner on. Pitch low and away. 67th pitch of the start for Pickett, and he's got 43 strikes.
Well, like King, you got to find out how the Bobcat bats will respond to getting that 2-run dinger.
Off the end of the bat, foul back and out of play. 1-1 now the count to the junior from Perry.
Respecting Cal's batting ability, they've got the third baseman Clarno on the edge of the grass.
Cal will spray to all fields. Kind of wherever you put it in the zone is where he'll make his decision. That one's low and away. 2-1.
Yep, able to take balls to left. Really great contact up the middle for Cal throughout his career.
2-1 pitch. A little bit outside. Didn't miss by a ton. It's 3-1. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for both teams. As we got a mirror image there on the scoreboard.
That happened last night, too.
I think you're right, Will. I think we did have that same setup. It was 3-7, right?
Yep.
Outside for ball 4. Gentry will head down to first as he touches that first base bag for the 3rd time today. A couple of walks and a single. Garrett Green 1 for 2. He singled in the first and grounded out to third in his last at bat.
Nighthawks with double barrel action down in their bullpen, a lefty and a righty with Luigi joining McCrary.
Going to get the bunt down to third this time. Another tough one, and Green's going to beat it out. How about that? Bunts have been good from Green.
Excellent effort that time. Just barely got enough of the bat on the ball to, as you can, deaden as best you can. And they made Clarno come in to make the play and just unable to beat him on the throw to first base.
Yeah, I think the plan was to sacrifice.
Sure.
I think it was to give up the out there, and instead Green turns it into a hit just because of how well he bunted that baseball. Tom Cantrell, the head coach, 20-year man for North Georgia as he heads out to the mound. This might be it for Pickett. They've had a couple of arms warming up for a while, and this is a big spot with 2 runners on and nobody out. Got to think Cook's going to probably drop down a bunt here to get both those guys in scoring position with 1 out. But we'll have to see what we're going to get going.
Well, let's hope the HR department can't read lips out there, because he is giving them whatever.
It did look animated, I will
Yeah.
agree. And they're going to leave Pickford going.
Wow.
As lefty and a righty ready to go. And you got the lefty Cook up. I'm kind of surprised about this. I thought
Me too.
that they would pull him for the lefty, but actually, no, wait, Cook's a righty. That's right. So the righty-righty matchup here. Maybe they're saving the change to see what happens here with Cook. Plus, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, the Cook's going to give you an out here, potentially. So we'll see. Will he drop down his bunt, or will Cook, with a couple of hits yesterday, might be good to just go ahead and swing away. What's he doing today? 2 singles today as well. Time called there at the plate. Looks like, actually, no, it's a double and a single. And one of the singles was on a bunt.
Yep.
So you know he can handle the bat.
Got the corners up defensively.
Going to get the bunt down. Rolls to the third base side. Another tough one. The pitcher cuts him off, and Pickford's throw is not in time. Should have probably let that go to the third baseman. Hindsight 2020, of course. And it loads him up. How about that? A walk and 2 bunt singles. That is small ball at its finest, huh?
Now if you can just get it to cross the plate here for the Bobcats and make it a productive small ball. A great play there, as Cook just dumped it down that third baseline again. And you're right, I think had Pickford allowed Clarno to make the play, they could have gotten the out.
At least would have had a better shot.
Right.
Saunders, a couple of ground outs for him. Would like to see that bat become a flame once again as the pitch misses outside. The freshman from Moultrie, I jinxed him yesterday by talking about how impressed I was with the freshman.
And also the fact that
And hopefully he will
best lefty hitter.
not listen to me today and light it up once again.
Yes.
Skied, right side. This is trouble. Foul territory, but playable. The first baseman
Oh!
up against the wall, and he drops it.
Is that error?
Yeah, we'll go an error on the first baseman there, as that was a very catchable ball.
May have taken the eyes off it just enough as the wall there was creeping up on him near the Nighthawk on-deck circle and just beyond the dugout. And just enough to divert the attention for Arnold.
So now Saunders with an 0-1 count.
Got some new life. It's a swing on the house here.
1-1 pitch comes, and it's chopped off the plate, foul ball. Got great speed out there as well. Gentry quick on third. He's going to be able to score probably on a pass ball or wild pitch. And something to the gap. You might be able to plate all 3 with Cook over there at first. Long look in here. I wouldn't be surprised if Saunders calls time. But here comes the 1-2. Swung on, chopped up the middle. Will it get through? No. Stepping on the second base bag. The throw to first is in time. Double play. But the Bobcats played a run to take a lead 3-2.
Just not hit hard enough to get through. They did a good job of smothering that, get the double play. No RBI, of course, but a big run driven in on the twin killing. And still alive are the Cats with a runner in scoring position with 2 down for Big Will.
So Will Hudgens 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout.
That's one way to score runs. That quick swing.
Takes a swinging at a strike there. He's down 0-1 to Pickford.
Boy, he was trying to crank it out of here and give us a 3-run cushion. He doesn't get cheated on his swings too often, does he? We talked about that. A lot of it's all or nothing for Big Will.
0-1 is outside off the glove of Leroy, but not far enough away for Green to advance home.
Like they've kind of stopped throwing.
Bobcats lead at 3-2. thanks to the bases loaded double play ball. 1-1 pitch is skied to right center. Back there is Corbett to the wall and out of here. Home run, Will Hudgens. 3 straight ball games that Will Hudgens has touched them all.
No doubter that time, Al.
Another 2-run blast for him as well. 3 runs in the inning, and the Bobcats are up 5-2.
Following that Bobcat home run.
Another opposite field shot that time for Will.
Gives him 11 RBI on the season, Scott, and 3 home runs as he goes jumping out in front of Wesley Womack in that team home run lead.
There you go. Got it all to himself now.
Cam Hill takes a strike to start off. Hill today, a walk in his last trip. He's 0 for 1.
Pickford's second home run allowed this season.
Slow roller down the third base line, trickles foul. Now deep in the hole, 0-2 is Hill.
Well, the Cats did respond after giving up the 2-run dinger. A good bottom of the inning rally. Hopefully not over with yet.
Pitch comes in there and misses for a ball. Got a 1-2 count for Hill.
And Coach Cantrell probably kicking himself for not getting a fresh arm out there.
1-2 is lined at the shortstop. A tough hop there. The throw to first is just barely in time. Nice job by Mapes. You can see a solid fielding shortstop right there, as that one almost caught him in between hops. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. We don't leave any out there as Will Hudgens wipes the bases clean with a 2-run jack. 3 home runs in 3 games. Have yourself a week, Mr. Hudgens. We will head to the top of the 7th. Bobcats out in front once again, 5-2. We'll be back with more Bobcat baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
So the Bobcats battle back with a 3 spot in the bottom of the 6th, and they lead it heading to the 7th frame. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Bobcats. 2 runs, 4 hits for the visiting Nighthawks. Also clean baseball defensively. And Nick Clarno will start it off, followed by Brady Eels and Connor Corbett. Clarno takes one inside to get his 3rd at bat of the day underway. A strikeout victim in the 2nd and a fly to left in the 5th. There's the strike down the middle. GC will get the pen busy again as Brad Spinner, the left-hander, starts to loosen. Kyle King, after giving up the round tripper, has been given another 3-run cushion here.
I see Logan Hickson.
And it's taken down low for a ball, 2-0. Make it 2-1, I'm sorry. Fastball drilled, fair ball. Left field corner, and it's picked up by one of our bullpen crew down there. So it'll be a ground rule double. It would have been 2 anyway, it looked like. So Clarno gets himself a double down the left field line. And unfortunately, Coach Cantrell now arguing it should be 3 bases, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it is. It's that young man's job to protect the guys warming up in the bullpen. And he just kind of turned. I think he thought it was a loose ball and not a live one. And I mean, obviously, I think that's technically a ground rule double. I gotta.
Sure, it would be.
I don't think you can give him third base on that.
No.
I don't think there's anything that can be done in that play.
But he was questioning with Caleb Smith, our home plate umpire, about it anyway. And they part on good terms as they slapped each other on the shoulder. I think that was just a respectful slap. First pitch on the outside corner to Brady Eels, the DH. A fly to left, grounder back to the pitcher King.
Perry Keith, for the Bobcats, as well as Brad Spinner. So we'll have some options here if King can't get out of this jam.
Big cut and a miss, almost looked like a changeup, and it's 0-2. That was not among the pitches in the repertoire, but he sure changed speeds on him. Add a little wrinkle at the end, too. So Eels down in an 0-2 hole with a runner at second base and nobody down. Time at the plate. Eels steps back in.
Nice job by North Georgia here to kind of shift the momentum. Gave up that big 3 spot right away. Answering with a double, rattling around in the corner to try and claw back into it right away.
You got to do it. Get off the deck as quick as you can, and Clarno did just that for them. Now it's the Bobcats' responsibility to shut it down. Short lead at second by Clarno. The 1-2 high and away. King can't get rid of Mr. Eels at the plate just yet. After getting 0-2. Slippery Eels, yep. Nicely done on your part.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure they haven't heard that one before, huh?
No, not at all. First time.
So now, count even up at 2-2 on Brady. And King deals. Tapped left side, tough play. Green gathers and gets him. But the runner will scoot to third with less than 2 out. So a productive out for Brady Eels as he got it off the end of the bat and spun it to the left side. And GC's third baseman made the play.
Yeah, chopper there that Green had to charge, glove, and fire kind of all in one motion there. Good job by Garrett to get the out, but it does put the runner on third with less than 2 outs. A lot more options on ways to score, especially with a seasoned bat at the plate in Corbett.
Exactly. Connor Corbett with a 1-for-2 day. Base hit his last time up in the 5th inning as he drove one over the head of the shortstop Cook into left field. Looks at a strike. First time up, a fly to left field.
Trying to figure out what I wrote in the second trip.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that symbol, my friend. Of course, it's probably meant just for me, wasn't it?
Hopefully it's nothing vulgar. Let me take a look at it so I can
I'm just
tell the folks
trying
at
to
home.
see what that is.
Okay, so you got single.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then he was the fielder's choice there when
okay.
Gentry stepped on the
Gotcha,
back.
fielder's choice.
That's a for you
That's
there.
a for you. For you. Okay.
Yeah, for you,
Yeah, I
pal.
never would have guessed that, buddy, but you got me. Just for me, huh?
Yeah, you said it was for you.
That's right.
It was indeed.
1-1. Cut and a miss. Had a healthy swing nothing to show for it. 1-2.
Well, with 2 strikes here, King has some options, can go with that slider, but you got to make sure of the location. If you get it too far out of the zone, runner could come in to score here. So you got to be careful with that runner on third base.
1-2 from King. Fastball hit in the air to left field. Short, very
Catcher's arm
shallow.
here.
And there's Saunders with a grab and the throw to the plate way up the first base line. So fortunately, the Nighthawks did not send the runner. Clarno digging in his heels near third.
Yeah, in hindsight, Clarno would have scored easily on that play due to the location of the throw. But Saunders throwing on the move, and it got up the first baseline a little bit.
Looked like he didn't really square up as soon as he caught the ball. He was still getting the momentum, flailing toward that first base bag. And that could have cost the Bobcats, but it does not. So here's Jake Arnold. Last chance for the Nighthawks to try and score here in the 7th inning, and he looks at a strike. Jake with a looking strike 3 in the 3rd inning. And bounced into that fielder's choice play we were just talking about. King with the 0-1. Got it at the bottom part of the zone for a strike 2. So King just trying to take care of business himself here and end the frame with that 3rd run positioned at third base. The 0-2. Fouled out of play right side. Look out on the softball diamond. Almost got the tractor dragging it.
Yep, that's head coach Jamie Grodecki and Allison Grodecki on her lap right there.
Uh-oh.
Dragging the field.
That could have been nasty.
Allison likes a trip on the tractor from time to time. I've seen her out there a bunch.
We'll go 0-2 again. Got him swinging. The punch out, and Kyle King strands that runner at third base after the leadoff double by Clarno. He got there with only 1 out, and GC shuts him down. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time at the Kurtz, and the Bobcats own a 5-2 lead on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Cassius Young will start things off for the Cats in the bottom of the 7th inning. Then back to the top of the order for Holloway and Womack.
Leading off the inning here for the Bobcats, number 4, Cassius.
So the Bobcats had an early 2-0 lead with the 2 spot on the double by Jason Cook in the bottom of the 1st inning. And then the 2-run homer for the North Georgia Nighthawks off the bat of Chase Suddeth in the 6th tied it up. GC rallies for 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that's where we're staying here at 5-2. Young rifles one to left field, pretty well hit, but back on it is Taylor. He'll make the grab, and that'll send Cassius Young back to the dugout as he is 0 for 2 in the contest right now.
Hit sharply, he got a good chunk of that baseball, but it was a fly out. Didn't have to move too much, did Taylor, and he's can cover a lot of ground out there in left field. But Young, a little bit of a funk right now for him, and hopefully we can get some extra time in the cage and things, try and work that out.
First pitch to Austin Holloway is high and away for ball one. Austin hitless in his first 3 trips to the plate today. Pair of groundouts to third and then a fly to right. He'll drive one to left as well, almost in the tracks of Taylor. He'll back up a few strides and make the put out there. So we have tested Taylor twice, and he's risen to the occasion both times. 2 down, bases clean in the 7th for Wesley Womack. Well, the top of the order hasn't done a whole lot for the Bobcats thus far today, as Womack is 0 for 3 as well.
This might be it for Pickett, Scott, as might want to bring in a lefty here, it looks like, and the slow walk for Coach Cantrell. So that might be the end of the day for him.
Looking down to the bullpen, and yep, he motions with the left hand. He will bring the left-hander in here to face the left-handed slugger Wesley Womack, and Pickett goes off to a round of applause from the North Georgia fans. We'll tell you about his reliever when we come back in a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. So the Nighthawks do go to the bullpen for the first time in this ball game, and they'll bring on Daniel McCrary to face Wesley Womack.
McCrary making his 13th appearance. He's got a 1-1 record, a 3.15 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 25 hits against him, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .305 against McCrary. He is a senior, 6'1", 195 from Gainesville, Georgia, and right there at Lumpkin County High School. So a local product for the Nighthawks. If you remember, came in yesterday and got 1 out. I think he was the one that threw the sacrifice bunt for Wesley Womack that popped into the mid of the third baseman. Does that sound right?
I believe that's correct. He only faced the 1 batter. And he'll come on here with 2 out, and the base is clean for the Bobcats, going up against Womack again. West with a pair of groundouts to second in his first 2 at-bats, and then a fly to right field in the 5th inning.
Yeah, boy, that fly, that looks real good off the bat. I thought that was going to clear the fence, and instead came a couple steps shy of the track. That was one of the harder hit balls today until Hudgens' home run.
A couple of home runs. Southern hit a home run too, about the same place.
Again, Womack hasn't seen a whole lot of lefties this season. He struggled against Bauer last night. McCrary dealing 1-0. Missed low, apparently. 2-0. Same 2 teams tomorrow, 1 o'clock to wrap up the Peach Belt Conference Series here at John Kurtz Field.
Yep, will the Bobcats be looking for a sweep or trying to win a series?
Line drive, base hit. Womack just took that outside pitch and drove it to the opposite field for a single to keep the inning going.
It's good hitting from the senior right there.
You bet. And that messed up their philosophy with lefty against lefty. But they've got another left-hander in Cal Gentry, so McCrary will stay in, it would appear. Right-hander in the bullpen for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, he might be geared up to make an appearance against Green if we get that far.
First pitch to Cal is on the outside corner for a strike. One hit away from 200 career hits at Georgia College. He got his 199th back in the third. And that's his only official plate appearance. He's walked 2 previous times. Both times he's walked, he's scored. So here's the 0-1 on the way to Cal, and he'll rifle it to the second baseman. Nice, easy ground ball to Sudduth, and he'll deliver to first to retire Gentry and the Bobcats here in the 7th. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll go to the 8th inning. GC holding on right now for a 5-2 lead on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Nighthawks will start off the 8th inning with the number 9 hitter, William Mapes, the shortstop. Back to the top for Cruz Taylor, the left fielder, and second baseman Chase Sudduth. And Sudduth has been responsible for the only 2 runs on the boards so far for the Nighthawks.
Scott got a final in Peach Belt Conference play. Flagler 13 and Augusta 1. That's the only final so far.
Wow, big score there for Flagler after they got romped on last night. So quite a turnaround in Augusta. First pitch taken for strike 1 by William Mapes. Mapes hitless in 2 trips, a ground out to shortstop Cook, and a fly ball to right field Womack. Kyle King toils on the hill. Breaking pitch misses low.
Yeah, right now got Brad Spinner, the lefty, and Perry Keith, the righty, warming up. Spinner's been going for a while. Keith kind of off and on. He's not even throwing from the rubber quite yet. And you do have a lefty on deck here, Scott, so this might be the last batter for King.
Entirely possible, as that one's skied out of play behind us. And Mapes now in a 1-2 hole here in the 8th inning. Bobcats have out-hit them 8-5. Errorless baseball again for both teams. Let's hope that stays the rest of the way. That's a bouncing pitch, got through the wickets of Austin Holloway all the way back to the screen as it bounced in the left-hand batter's box. How many pitches is Kyle up to right now?
Okay, 91 plus 4, that's 95.
Okay, very good.
Got 64 strikes as well.
So a good ratio there as well for Kyle King. 2-2 pitch. Fastball buzzed it right by him. Big cut and a miss. That one kept climbing inside on Mapes. And a punch out again.
I think Kyle's sending a message there to Coach Eller saying, I dare you to take me out of this ball game now. I'll whiff the first guy here in the 8th. How about that? Yep, looks like Kyle's going to stay in the ball game against the lefty.
Looks like 5 strikeouts for King. Cruz Taylor at the plate takes it high and away for ball 1.
How's Miss Gentry doing down there? I think she's too shy. She's got to get to work.
4. That's 4, not 5.
Yeah, she's only got him for 4. I think we have him for 5, you said?
I'm not sure. I was counting on
more
the fly
of my handwriting. more trouble from my handwriting in those middle innings.
Yeah, I think it is only 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm disappointing my parents once again.
Cruz Taylor has had a good day. 2 for 3, a single and a double. Started out with a pop-up to shortstop in the first inning. Fastball nails the knees. Cats with that 3-run advantage. busting open the tie game in the 7th, make it the 6th inning. Out of play left side up on the hill. And came close to tattooing a vehicle over there. Got some youngsters down in the stands below us getting into the St. Patrick's Day mode with some green hats. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air to left. Saunders goes left, goes right. Runs that zig out pattern and makes the catch.
He's trying to fake out that fly ball.
There you go.
Couldn't escape it. Found him.
His glove somehow found the ball. Well, it's an adventure when you have converted catchers playing the outfield sometimes.
What I'm excited about is a trip for Sudduth to the plate with nobody on.
Yes.
And what could, fingers crossed, and all respective woods knocked, maybe be the last trip to the plate today for Sudduth as well.
1 for 3, but that one was that 2-run blast in the top of the 6th inning as he looks at a strike. 22 runs batted in on the season now for the second sacker of the Nighthawks. King, 0-1. Fastball, yes, sir. Outside corner. Sudduth disagreed.
Bullpen are all spectators now, Scott, as Spin Man's got the jacket on. Perry Keith has stopped throwing. Everybody watching this dazzling job that Kyle King is up over 100 pitches now and still firing BBs.
Here's the 0-2. Got him!
Jeez.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. He shuts him down, and that'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Georgia College with a 3-run cushion. Back in a bit on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Garrett Green to start off the 8th inning for the Bobcats, followed by Jason Cook and then Jay Saunders. Jay, I promise you and the Saunders family, by the time you are a senior, I'll make sure I get it right, that it's not Sanders, it's Saunders. It only takes the old man about 3 years to figure things out sometimes. Garrett has a 2 for 3 day working, and he looks at a strike. A single and a run scored in the 1st inning, a ground out to 3rd in the 3rd inning, and in the 6th, a single and another run scored. So if he gets on, good things happen for the Bobcats today. And he looks at one outside low. Cloudy, still cool day in Milledgeville. 1-1, checks his swing, it's ruled a ball. And the Weather Channel says it is 57 degrees. We're supposed to get to 60. Come on, weatherman. Clouds just staying with us more than they thought. Fly ball right field. Corbett will back up a half a dozen steps and squeeze it. One down for Jason Cook.
Green put a pretty good charge into that one there, but sent it right at him. Bobcats continue to make some pretty good contact today. The hitting has looked pretty sharp. Only 8 hits today, but our outs have been kind of noisy at times as well. But of course, we do have a couple of cheap hits with all those bunt singles that we got. I think we're up to 3 bunt singles on the ball game.
And Jason has earned 2 of them, and he flails away at the first pitch and fouls it out of play. He's got a good one going, 3 for 3. Had a 2-run double in the first inning. That was just a little blooper to right field that he stretched into a 2-bagger and scored Gentry and Green. Then the bunt single in the 4th and a bunt single in the 6th. The blazing speed of Jason Cook. And the 0-1, he's trying to bunt again. Takes it inside. Almost got him on, well, the belt buckle. Maybe a little further south of the belt buckle.
Upper thigh.
Upper thigh. There you go. Yeah. 1-1 now to Cook.
Got Chris Rollick warming up in the Bobcat bullpen. Another save situation. Might see him take over as he is one of the conference leaders in saves.
Again, Cook's showing bunt, but takes it inside. McCrary on for his first full inning of work. Gave up a single and got a ground out in the 7th inning in relief of the starter Pickett. 2-1, no bunt sign this time, and he takes it down low for 3-1. Their bullpen is quiet right now. All spectators on the bench. With GC owning a 3-run lead, it would have to really blow up on McCrary to get him out of there. And he takes Jason Cook, draws the pass, so it looks like his day will be perfect at the plate. And now here is Jay Saunders. He is hit into 3 ground ball outs, 1 in a double play, but that resulted in the go-ahead run for the Bobcats in the 6th inning, where the base is full. Bounced into that 4-3 twin killing, but Gentry was able to score. Token toss over to first. Jason Cook there with 1 down. Cats trying to add to that 3-run lead.
Yeah, any bit of insurance. You want to get up over that magical number of 4.
Right.
To know that one swing of the bat can't tie the ball game.
Saunders pops it back to the top of the backstop. Very short lead at first for Jason Cook. Now he edges off a couple more steps. The 0-1. Pop foul. That one got above the backstop that time, and it's 0-2. So 1 o'clock baseball tomorrow, 1 o'clock softball tomorrow at the Peeler Complex.
Yep, going to be nice and active out here on West Campus for Sunday, St. Patrick's Day.
Outside, try to get him to fish. And the weather's going to cooperate again, which is great. I understand we're in for a stretch of dry weather here in Millie for a few days, which is outstanding.
Yeah, been a little while.
Yeah, we haven't had a whole lot of back-to-back dry days. Down the middle, but low.
It was a tough pitch to lay off
there.
Saunders using that catcher's eye, I guess. Bit more knowledgeable about the strike zone than most. Will Hudgens on deck. The way he's hitting right now, sure would love to get to him with some runners on base.
Tagged foul. Watch out on the softball diamond again. Saunders with another battle here. And the count running 2-2 on the Bobcat left fielder.
Little breeze here at the Peeler, the Peeler Complex on the West Campus. And looks like it's blowing right in at us, Scott.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it too, Al.
He's battling.
Another foul to the backstop. It's about a
Yep,
5-mile-an-hour wind or more, and it's coming in from left field, from the north.
So anything up in the air is going to hang up there pretty good.
We'll go 2-2 again to Jay Saunders. And he'll stroke it to center field. It'll get down for a base hit. He gets his first knock, rounding second, heading to third without any hesitation is Cook. They may have had a shot at him, but it was cut off by the shortstop. Cook was flying, coming around to third.
Well, that was a good piece of hitting there. Kind of dropped the back knee a little bit to get to that low pitch. And talked about that wind coming right. That one didn't matter because that was a line drive.
That was one of your laser shots right there.
It
Looks
drops
like
into left center.
Looks like Hudgens is going to be facing a different pitcher as McCrary has been yanked from the game from Coach Cantrell. And we will have a pitching change once again here in the bottom of the 8th inning. GC up by 3, and they want more. Back in a bit on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. So the Nighthawks will bring in Kyle Lewigs once again for his second appearance of the series. He pitched an inning last night and faced 3 batters. Got a strikeout as well.
Lewigs on the season, 13 appearances now, a 1-0 record, and a 3.60 ERA. 20 innings pitched. He's got 22 hits against him, 11 runs, 8 of them earned, 6 walks, and 17 strikeouts against the righty, or for the righty. 268 the batting average against. And Lewigs, big fella there on the throws from the right side, a junior, 6'4", 200. Richmond Hill, Georgia, and Richmond Hill High. I think we established yesterday this is a former Savannah Banana, yes, no?
That's correct.
Yeah, so we'll rather familiar with these guys. So there you go. New pitcher for Will Hudgens to take a look at.
Will on the day with a home run his last time up, a 2-run dinger. Put him up to 11 RBI, his 3rd round tripper of the year. That was in the 6th inning. He's got runners at the corners with only 1 down. And the first pitch to him. Whoa, trying for a 3-run bomb again as that slider slipped away from him. My goodness.
I'll talk with Coach Eller before the ball game. That's the
attack mode, I guess, huh?
It's 100% go for Will Hudgens.
He is 1 for 3 on the day with a ground out to short, and they called strike 3 against him as well. As the long ball running from first to bluffed a run, and there's a slow curve on the outside corner, and Hudgens down 0-2. He'll grab another handful of clay and back out of the box.
Saunders with that bluff of a run over there at first. He had a pretty good jump on it. Probably should have kept going. Got started early.
The Weeks with the 0-2 offering coming to Hudgens, and it's way high. Bobcats with 9 hits to go with their 5 runs.
Opponents against the Weeks, 3 stolen bases in 4 tries, so it might be a good opportunity for Jay to try and wipe out that double play ball potential.
The stretch, the 1-2, got him swinging on a pitch well above the strike zone, shall we say. That one was almost cap bill high.
Yeah, tough to lay off those pitches around the eyeballs. They just look so good because they're a little bit larger up there, you know, and Will fired up after that home run. trying to tomahawk that high fastball. Couldn't catch up with him.
So it's up to Cam Hill if the Bobcats are going to score here in the 8th inning. The Weeks with the set, and the pitch to the freshman is tapped to the right side, base hit. He dribbles it through, and the Cats will add to the lead. And it's bobbled out in right field. Corbett let it go right through the legs. That's going to get another run in. They're going to hold him at third. A big two-base error, and another run on the board. The Cats lead it 7-2. So Hill picks on the first pitch, delivers a single to right, and then Corbett just overran it.
Following those 2 more runs here for your Bobcats.
And the first error of the series will give the Bobcats another run. And Coach Cantrell is out of the dugout again. He's been wearing a path out of that first base dugout to the hill all series long, and he's going to the pen one more time. A 2-out knock by Hill, and then the fireworks starting.
You could tell Coach Eller was thinking about it, trying to decide if he was going to send Hill on that play. He was thinking about it. He wanted to get all 4 at once, but unfortunately a nice relay in from Corbett and left. But he got caught napping out there.
I think it's Parker Morrison.
Added some more to it. Got 35 on the hill now. That's Jordan Kruger, so a new pitcher for North Georgia.
Yeah, Kruger is
35,
a junior.
Kruger.
Junior from Ackworth, Georgia, and a transfer from Kennesaw State. For Cam Hill, that's his 14th run batted in of the season. As we'll keep it right here and get you some numbers on Kruger as GC chases another reliever. McCrary was out, replaced by Luigs, and then Luigs could not slam the door on the Bobcats here in the 8th inning. So for Kruger, he makes his 7th appearance, all in relief. He's got a 2.70 earned run average. Only pitched in 3 1/3 innings in those 6 appearances. Given up 5 hits, a run. It was earned. 2 strikeouts and no walks. Opponents hitting .385 against Kruger. Goes 6 foot and 190 from Ackworth.
So D1 transfer from Kennesaw State. He's a junior, so that means he was not on the same team as Logan Hicks up there at Kennesaw, as Logan's a senior now and spent 1 season there with the Owls, right?
Kennesaw? Yes, Kennesaw State Owls. He used to be in the Peach Belt before they went Division I.
Oh, man, they just tore up the Peach Belt too, didn't
they? Yeah.
I mean, that was just a great, great program. Baseball, softball, lots of good basketball from Kennesaw.
Yep.
You could see why they thought they would excel at the D1 level. They have not quite done that, but that's just between you and me and everybody
else listening and watching. But they opted to make that move, sort of like Spartanburg did, and make the move up to the Division I chain.
Of course, the football is handcuffed Kennesaw a little bit further.
Sure.
As that'll eat up the funds and resources and all that kind of stuff.
Cassius Young is at the plate with a runner at third and 2 out, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. For Cam Hill, that was his first knock of the day as he goes 1 for 3 plus a walk. Young looking for his first hit. Fly to right. Reached, I believe, in the 5th inning. And in the 7th inning, another fly ball, this one to left field.
Scott, if you're scoring at home, that first run scored was earned. Cook's run was earned. And as of right now, the Saunders run goes unearned depending upon what happens the rest of the inning.
The stretch, the 2-0, and that one's tagged to shortstop, gets past him. Base hit, RBI, run scores. Bobcats up 8-2 now. Cassius Young just tattooed that one, and it ate up Mapes. So for Cassius Young, his first base hit of this one. And that will give him 18 runs batted in as he continues to lead the category for the Cats.
And that will make Saunders' run earned now, as he would have come in to score on that single.
The Submariner fires outside to Austin Holloway.
but the hill run now goes unearned. Again, if you're scoring at home.
All right.
Enjoy.
Austin having a tough day at the dish. 0 for 4 this one. 1-0 pitch to him. Got the outside corner.
Good to see Young get off a bit of a slide there. He hit that ball very sharply. Not much reaction time for Mapes there, short.
And there's a base hit to right field. Got past a diving effort by Arnold. Corbett on it very quickly. His throw is cut off. And the Cats have runners at the corners as they are really kicking up their heels here in the 8th inning.
Following that single is number 2.
That's the 4th hit of the inning for Georgia College. And Womack with another at-bat.
Check hits, make sure I picked up.
He is 1 for 4 in this ball game. Base hit his last time up. GC would like more of the same here. Nobody warming in their bullpen with GC up by 6. And Womack trying to put this one well out of reach. He'll drive it to left. It'll get down for a base hit.
Scott, this looks like last year's team now.
Yes. It is contagious, that hitting bug.
Get that like Wile E. Coyote, I remember, right? You just kind of, you're pushing that rock.
There you go.
You get just enough momentum. It starts to roll down the hill to try and get that road runner.
Womack now up to 9 runs batted in on his senior season. And Cal Gentry gets one more swing at hit number 200 for his career. I thought after that ground out in the 7th, it'd be the last time I would see him chase 200. First and second with 2 out for Cal. Whoa, tailing pitch on the outside corner somewhere. The old Sherwin-Williams strike, I guess, huh?
Painted
it black. Gentry is the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Bobcats, so GC is hit around. And he'll tag it back to the pitcher who snares it and flips it to first. So Cal is retired, but the Bobcats do some more damage with 4 more runs across in the 8th inning. We go to the 9th, and the Cats need 3 outs to take the series. They lead at 9-2 on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. We go to the 9th at the Kurtz, and Kyle King still on the mound for GC. He's trying to get the first complete game victory for a Bobcat pitcher here in 2019. He'll be facing Bill Leroy, Josh Proffitt, and Nick Clarno, with the Cats up 9-2. A late explosion of runs for Georgia College. 7 runs in the last 3 at-bats for GC here in this Saturday afternoon. Leroy hitless in 3 trips. And he looks first pitch fastball low. That's pitch number 1-1-1 for Kyle King, with 71 of them strikes. Leroy with a fly to center, ground ball to second. And there's a pop-up behind the plate. Holloway throws the mask away, and it comes back to him and makes the catch. Everybody in the folding seats down below were scrambling to get out of the way of that one, but Austin, nice job of tracking back on that and catching the foul pop.
Well, Holloway did a good job kind of treating that almost like an outfielder. He ran to the fence first and then came back to the ball as it was starting to fade back toward the plate a little bit. That wind that we talked about earlier, not really much to speak of right now. I don't think it affected that ball at all.
1 up, 1 down for Josh Profit. Profit with 3 ground balls off his bat so far, and he looks at a first pitch strike. Comebacker to King in the 2nd inning. Ground ball to Green at 3rd in the 4th inning, and the ground ball to Cal Gentry in the 6th inning, and it's quickly 0-2. Kyle King wants this one.
Yeah, he's geared it up over the last couple of innings. He's doing a good job missing bats and, adding to the strikeout count.
Just staying alive at the plate is Profit. That got a piece of everybody behind the dish, I think. And Profit will live for another swing.
The last hit was that double yanked down into our bullpen, right?
Right, to start the 7th by Clarno. And since then, he has had 3 strikeouts. Check swing, foul, left side, into the parking area.
And the hitters haven't looked comfortable up there either. You know, he's kind of got them off balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Making awkward swings and stuff. That's exactly how you want to finish a ball game.
Lifted into the air to center field, and right there is Cam Hill after a couple of quick steps in, and that's 2 down in the 9th. And here's the last guy to reach base off Mr. King, Clarno. A double in 3 trips. Also a strikeout and a fly to left off the bat of Nick Clarno today. Ball inside. What have we got? 6 strikeouts for?
Yeah, I think that's what
6,
we're up
and
to.
has he walked a batter?
Yeah, let me
Pitches
pull it up.
inside for ball 1.
You got me.
Ball
you got
2,
me
excuse
interested
me.
Here. I'm going to figure that out for you.
I do not see
Yeah, no, 5 strikeouts, no walks.
Wow, 5 Ks and 0 walks. Great command by Kyle King, and a 2-0 pitch coming to Clarno. And he'll lift it in the air to right field. Womack will let it play out of bounds. So Clarno keeps the hopes alive for the Nighthawks with 2 down in the 9th.
Number 30, Brady Eels.
And Brady Eels will be challenged to keep it going. The DH, hitless in 3 trips, a fly to left, ground ball to the pitcher, and a ground ball to 3rd. King's first pitch, the 2-seamer away for ball 1. Approaching, 120 now?
That was 115 right
Okay.
there with 78 strikes.
Low and away, ball 2. And time requested. Holloway will jog out to the mound and bring a couple of the infielders in. Actually, all the infield as the Bobcats bullpen starts to wiggle down there. May get
Yep,
some throwing.
7-run advantage here. I still think there's a little bit more leash for King, but some folks going to get moving out there.
Maybe just simply running out of gas with all those pitches.
Perry Keith grabbing a baseball and getting to work.
He had been up and throwing earlier, but I believe that was in the 7th inning. 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0.
Yeah, Kyle's just got to find the zone here. I mean, you got a 7-run cushion, and you're 1 out away from a complete game. Just find the plate.
Didn't find it on 4 straight. His first walk surrendered on the day to put runners at first and second with 2 out. And you bring up a good hitter in Connor Corbett. Corbett has a 1-for-3 day working. Pair of fly balls to left sandwiched around the single, and we will not get a complete game here today. Kyle King was that close to wrapping things up and taking care of business all by himself out on the hill today. So the king of the hill retires, but he gets a great round of applause, and Scott McCauley stands for him. A gentleman who definitely knows his baseball rises for Kyle King. And he will depart, and we'll tell you about Perry Keith in just a minute as we come back on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. So Perry Keith will come on to face Connor Corbett with 2 on and 2 out of the 9th. Kyle King was dominating. Gave up 6 hits, walked only 1, struck out 5, and came so close to picking up the first complete game victory for the Bobcats this season.
Perry Keith making his 10th appearance, all in relief, a 1-1 record and a 6.30 ERA. 10 innings pitched, 9 hits against him, 7 runs, all earned, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .257 against the senior from LaGrange. Keith transferred from Gordon College, spent 3 years in a Bobcat uniform after 1 there at Gordon.
And Brother Kane is the pitching coordinator for GC.
Yep, just made the call to the bullpen to bring him in.
Don't let me down, brother, is what he said on the hill, I'm sure.
I think that was the exact words.
So he faces Corbett with Clarno at second, Eels at first.
Not a save situation here for Keith.
Trying to get that last out, number 27, and it's just inside. Looked like Caleb Smith was going to bring up the right hand, but it's ball 1.
Sometimes that 27th out is the toughest one there, Scott.
Indeed. Strike taken. And it squares the count up at 1-1. Holloway took a long look down to first base, but with Young playing well off the bag, there's no chance to fire it down there. Maybe just a glare of a warning from Holloway, huh? 1-1 pitch, changeup, got him swinging and missing, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, well out in front was Corbett. So the seasoned veteran will now have to shorten things up here as the Nighthawks are down to their last strike.
And Perry's got a lot of options here. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bobcats win.
The Bobcats are back in action tomorrow, March 17th.
So Perry Keith comes in and fans Corbett to end the ball game, and the Bobcats take the first 2 games of the series
We'd like to thank each and every one of
to
you for coming out today.
take the series. Now they look for the sweep. 1 o'clock first pitch tomorrow here at the Kurtz as the Bobcats take on the Nighthawks. Georgia College with 9 runs. on, is that 8 hits or 9 hits?
That is 13
Oh,
hits.
13 hits. I'm sorry. There's a 1 right in front of that. Okay.
Yep.
Big 13-hit affair for the Bobcats. No errors. And 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors in the ball game for the Nighthawks. So GC responds to that 2-2 tie after the blast by Sudduth in the 6th inning. The Bobcats come barreling back with 3 runs in the 6th, add 4 more in the 8th, and pick up the victory. And, of course, you give it to Kyle King with a great effort.
Yeah, he's going to be your Zaxby's player of the game. Kyle King, 8 2/3 innings pitched with 6 hits, 2 runs against him, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. That 1 walk was what yanked him out of the game, 1 out away from that complete game. That hurts me to my soul that they made that change, but I'm sure it was the right thing to do. King going to improve to 1-0 on the year. Pickford will take the loss, the first loss for the North Georgia pitcher. He is now 3-1 on the season. So that's your Zaxby's player of the game, Kyle King.
All right, nice job, sir. Georgia College wins its 2nd in a row as the Bobcats pick up the victory here this afternoon to go to 13-9 on the season and now 7-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. North Georgia dropping to 16-8 and 6-5 in the conference as they lost their 3rd straight ball game here today. So our final, once again, the Bobcats take a 9-2 win, and the 2 teams will wrap up the set tomorrow afternoon. That'll be a 1 o'clock first pitch here at John Kurtz Field. Hope you would join us for all the action on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. We appreciate everybody on the broadcast today helping out to bring you the pictures and the sound. For Al Weston, I'm Scott McLeod. Thanks for joining us for GC Baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.